This is the BalaCore Fitness Show on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. And I am Danny Liu, and I'm normally here I'm the co-host, but today I'm the host. Ellen is out sick today and should be back for the next show in 2 weeks. But I am here with our guest, Kerwin Burns. How you doing, Kerwin?
Hi, thanks for having me.
No problem. Kerwin is one of our trainers, and we'll talk a little bit more because we'll be talking about classes and what our classes are about, so you can get an idea throughout the show. But Kerwin, what are the couple classes that you do teach for us, and your little background on what you do?
I teach the kickboxing program that's 6 days a week, and on Saturdays at 9:30 I teach a self-defense class that's geared more towards women and their safety. And I've been there for, 9 months now.
Yeah.
It's going real well. And a little bit about my background. I've been in the martial arts since I was 5 years old. So that's 42 years experience now.
Wow.
So it's a long time. Trained in everything from Kung Fu to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Western boxing, and Krav Maga.
That's absolutely amazing, because that's one thing to have all that knowledge, to be able to bring it to a gym is an amazing thing that you can do to transfer your knowledge to our clients that do come into BalaCore Fitness. So thanks for joining our team.
It's been my pleasure.
So a little bit about BalaCore Fitness. You've probably seen us around on TV, on ads. We've been the actual BalaCore Fitness studio on Seco and Bouquet has been there since February of 2014, so a little over a year and a half. And everyone keeps asking, what is a BalaCore? So I'm just going to give a little history real quick if you don't know what it is. Ellen Como is an inventor, and she actually has been a trainer for 32 years out here and has used what little blue plastic balls called Bosu balls, which I think a lot of people have heard of. And she used to train them because they were air-filled, and she had a lot of clients, from celebrity clients to people that need physical therapy type help. And she would use them to have them lay down on two of those and put a towel in between. So for 30 years or 25 years, is there a bench out there that can support someone's back and also do the things and give you full extension when you're doing different moves? Because the Bosu ball is curved. So when you put your feet on it, even when I did it, would have little arch support problems and things like that. So Ellen, in her garage, literally, some of the greatest inventions have come out of your garage, and she was in her garage, and she just said, laying down and said, I got to build a bench, because that's what we need, an air-filled bench. Because if I can lay my clients down on that, then they'll have full extension. They won't have a dip in their back, and it'll be all supported. Their spines will be supported. And so literally 6 years ago, she invented in her garage the first BalaCore, and it's B-A-L-A-C-O-R-E, so for balanced core, and that's how she came up with the name. And that's exactly what it is. So it's an air-filled bench, and it also comes in a floor model, and you can do everything you can on the bench and the floor. And I had bought into her company. There was two other partners about 2 years ago, and they weren't really doing anything. It's patented, 2 patents that we have. And I said, what do you want to do with it, Ellen? We had Target wanting to buy it because there's more money in big equipment they're going into. Home Shopping Network wanted to partner up to do a lower cost one, because our model does have a handle, but the more industrial, heavy-duty gym type equipment for people. But a lot of trainers do use it and put it in their car because it is portable and it has wheels on the floor one. So Ellen had told me that her dream was to open a gym. So we opened the gym on the corner. We were blessed to be able to have right on the corner of Seco and Bouquet, the busiest cross streets. And we started the gym in February of 2014 to showcase the BalaCore, and we've steadily grown. We're getting close to 100 members, and I just think the word is spread. What it is we consider ourselves, when you say like a boutique gym, we kind of cater. We're not like the big box gym. Wouldn't you think, Kerwin?
Yeah, it's a private gym, and I think that you get a lot of hands-on training. Even if it's in a classroom environment, you feel like you're almost have a private trainer working with you one-on-one.
Right, and that's kind of like our statement, and what we put a lot on our ads and things, is that it's like a private training in a class setting. And the trainers that we do have right now is we have Ellen, who invented it. And she has over 32 years of experience. We have Robin D. Tommaso, who did a ton of training for over 30 years, a lot of the
boot camps.
The boot camps, exactly.
The circuit training.
Yeah, boppy running, team drills and things like that. And then we have Rial that just joined us recently. And what would you say like Rial's style of training is?
Well,
the
I mean,
cycle?
he has background in like the Ironman training, so
Yes.
he brings a lot of his experience through that. His is a lot of endurance
Yes.
type training. Great motivator. I've had to use one word to describe Riel. I would say motivator. He motivates me to motivate my people just to keep up.
That's excellent. And then we also have Kerwin, who's with us, which I would say is Kerwin touches a lot of people's lives because the things that he does. This is from my impression. I've known Kerwin a long time, and family's known him, so I'm blessed to have him join us with all of his experience. And he makes people feel so welcome and so inviting, and because of his knowledge, and your background would be more like I would say strict. Rules, regulations, in the type of training that you have had before?
Well,
Where,
you're in the martial arts for 42 years. It is very regimented. I do have a law enforcement background also, but I choose not to teach that way. I think you can reach people better by making them feel comfortable and just getting the most out of what they bring to the table. I know my audience. I don't try to push them to the point of doing something that I want them to do. I don't try to make them like what I like. I try to see what I have and just get the most out of them. I think that's what a good coach does.
and you do, and you've always been a good coach. I think that's, we've talked about it many times, that's actually your passion in life, is to coach people and to be able to motivate people that way.
Yeah, I've coached every sport there pretty much is. I got 27 years of coaching experience.
I have probably 27 years of assisting when they say, help run those drills over there, go pick up those cones. So I'm really good at doing that.
Yeah,
on
and
my end.
those people are very important because without those people, I couldn't do what I do. So I think
Absolutely.
that it goes hand in hand.
And congratulations to all the parents out there, because my kids are 21 and 23 now, went through all the sports just like every parent does, driving to soccer, football, cheerleading, whatever it is.
Full-time job.
Full-time job. And the support that all of you guys give to the coaches is greatly appreciated. We couldn't do any of, like Kerwin said, anything in this valley without the support of the parents.
But, I mean, you bring up a good point, though. I mean, a lot of these moms and dads are always running their kids to the field, and I think they forget about taking care of themselves. So, a lot of times when we have people that come in the gym and I'm like, I haven't seen you for, a week, and they're just like, it's crazy because of the schedule, and they kind of don't make the time for themselves. You have to commit and make the time for yourself, for your health, for your fitness, and for your overall safety.
And that's an excellent point, Kerwin, because I think when those people have come back and they've been gone for 2 weeks, they do feel they're sleeping less, they're sluggish, they don't feel well, because they haven't come in and done something for themselves.
Yeah, I can't go one day without some kind of exercise. I really believe that the body is a machine, and it doesn't always have to be vigorous. I mean, one day it could be hiking, walking, cycling, change it up, but get your motor running every day. Eat sensibly. You don't have to go crazy on these diets. Just make sure that you drink lots of water and get the proper amount of exercise each day and keep your body running like a well-oiled machine, and you'll feel fantastic.
Kerwin, that's great advice with the water. I know it's hard for people to drink water, but water is not a coffee. Water is not an iced tea. Water is not a shake because it's some liquid in there with milk. Water is straight water. I know it's doesn't taste good all the time, but that's exactly what your body needs.
Oh, there's nothing better than a big, cold, delicious glass of water.
Yeah, and at our gym, we have a white refrigerator that has the really almost frozen ones that are awesome, and then we have another refrigerator that has the nice, just chilled ones. So Kerwin and I are always going, any in the white refrigerator?
Well, I'm constantly telling all the members, as a reminder, every time I see them, drink lots of water. You're supposed to drink half your body weight in ounces, so for someone my size that's slightly over 200 pounds, I drink over 100 ounces of water every day, sometimes a little bit more than that. You can overdo it, too, with water, so
Sure.
You don't want to overdo it, but I would say that's a good rule of thumb. And I tell you, everything from all the problems that I was having up until I made my comeback in December are all gone now, with digestive, with weight gain. I mean, I don't even try to lose weight, and I know people get mad at me for it. They say, well, what are you doing? What are you taking? I don't take anything. I drink lots of water, and I get exercise every day, and without even trying, I've dropped 25 pounds this year.
Absolutely, and And that's with Kerwin eating just as normal, sensible foods. Sometimes having his cheat days or cheat meal, but that's kind of what I do too. I try to eat well, but if you're working out, drinking water, you just have to take one step at a time. It's overwhelming if you think you have to change your whole lifestyle. It's just one thing. And I would just say for somebody out there that's trying to change one thing, just take out one thing that you're eating. If it was French fries or if it's soda or it's something, just one thing for this week.
I say start with the beverage. That's been the easiest thing for me because I like my carbs. It gives me a lot of energy when I'm working out. And, a lot of people come to me and they say, you never get tired. Well, I think I eat sensibly. I get enough protein in my diet. I get enough carbs in my diet. I get enough vegetables in my diet. The only major change I've made is water and getting my butt in the gym every day, some kind. And I don't push myself to the max. Sometimes people come in and says, is that all you're going to do? I work out an hour to an hour and a half a day, and I pace myself. So I think that the people that are those hard chargers that take 3 classes in a row, you run the risk of feast or famine, and you burn yourself out, and then you might have an injury because of being dehydrated. Then you're out 2 weeks, and you got to start all over again. You're better off pacing yourself at a pace that you can handle and building it up slowly. That's the way you get real results. And to me, that's the commitment I tell people that they have to actually step forward and make that kind of change in their life.
And that's amazing too, because actually I train Tuesdays and Thursdays. I do Ellen's method of training, and I've taken her classes, private training, for about 2 years. So I've learned her style of technique. So the different styles that we do have at our gym is, when you say on the BalaCore, the difference is because a lot of the drills you're on that air-filled bladder, so it's unstable. So even if you're sitting on the end of it and doing curls or standing on the bench doing curls, your core's engaged the whole time. And if I'm at a different big box gym or other gyms, the sit-ups and that's like the last thing they ever think of. It's just like, all right, 3 sets, 20 each. When you're on the BalaCore, your cores are engaged. A lot of the maneuvers that you're doing.
Well, what I've noticed being a member of LA Fitness and Golds, I watch people work out and they don't really know what they're doing. They're just trying to mimic what other people are doing. And, you see them for a little while coming in, hard charger, training real hard, and then I don't see them for a while. I said, what happened? They said, I hurt my shoulder, I hurt this, I hurt that. And it's because, no one's ever taken the time to explain to them how to exercise. I mean, I'm as guilty as anybody out there of overdoing it, but I really think that now at this point in my life, I'm approaching 50, you have to pace yourself. You got to know your audience. Our clientele tend to be, the businessmen and women, the moms, people that have children. So, I wouldn't say we're an older crowd. I would say, we're the 20 to 40 crowd, I think, is where we are for the most. 20 to 50 probably is more realistic. And, bringing somebody in, you got to know their background a little bit. That's why I try to go out of my way to get to know each member and, what they've been doing and see if I can, help bring them in slowly so that they don't have an injury right out of the gate and get taken out of commission.
And that's very interesting that you do say that because our training staff does have a lot of experience. Ellen's over 32 years of experience training. Robin's over 30 years of experience. I think Rial's over 30 plus too as well. And Kerwin, you have 40.
Yeah, we're a bunch of old timers.
but the old timers is a good thing because the experience which Kerwin's just telling you about, like when he's at the big box gyms, no one really shows you. I'm mimicking when I was in high school. It's like, okay, what are you doing? Okay, lat pull downs. Okay, am I doing it right? I'm just going to copy you. And we don't. That's kind of what we do. At our gym, we do make sure we touch base with the people. We check in and say, we do modifications all the time. That's the very important thing about our classes. And I'll start with Ellen's. Ellen's is more of she's a straight body part, and she knows about those body parts. And in her classes, she talks a lot about it. Like, we're doing this move for your laterals, and this is why we're doing it. Don't put it here. She gives you a lot of verbal instruction, what she's doing, why she does everything. That's Ellen who invented it. So she has that inventive mind and wants you to know what your body's about. Then we have Robin's Boot Camp, which is boppity, and it's she does the 5:30 a.m., and it's high energy.
A lot of circuits.
Yeah, a lot of circuits. Cardio, it seems like a lot in her classes as well. And it's
a
just
lot of cardio.
High energy, so that's a different style class. And then how would you describe Rial's class?
Rial's class, I almost feel is like going on a journey because he talks to you through the workout, and he's a big motivator, like I said before, and it almost feels like, he's taking you to a place outside the gym. At least when I'm training with Rial, that's how I feel. I feel like I'm going, on a trip with him, and then, almost like you're in a trance. So it's like you don't even feel like you're working out.
Right.
But, when you finish, you're completely soaked, and I've gotten a lot out of it. It's been a real pleasure taking Rial's classes.
Yeah, I agree. I started taking, if you can believe this, his 4:30 a.m., and that's because I have other businesses out here. I own a plastics company, I own a computer company, and I have a Fly America record label that I run. My son's one of the artists on the label. So I'm very busy, so I started taking the 4:30 a.m., and then would leave me open time in case things can happen. And so Kerwin's class are the later classes, which is your times are
6:30 Monday, Wednesday nights, 5 to 6 on Friday nights, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday mornings at 9:30.
And in your kickboxing class, what is a little bit for the listeners, your philosophy on it and what you teach? And I know I've taken it. So much fun. Half of us are dancing in the back, and we're like 50. I'm going to do the whip and the nay, and that's what I'm doing back there. But we do have fun. It's so much fun.
Well, we try to give you the offensive aspects of self-defense in the kickboxing class. I've combined Muay Thai and Western boxing and put together drills that I've had a lot of experience with. But everything we teach you, you can actually take to the street. It's not a Zumba class with kicks and punches. We do everything but spar. We give you real kickboxing without the bumps and bruises because, it's no fun to get hit or to get hurt. But, at the same time, you are learning something. And then when the members take the self-defense class, which is more of the defensive side of what I teach, they see how both sides kind of come together. So one is offensive and one is defensive. And when that happens, it's really kind of like magic for the member because they're just like, oh, I get it all now. I understand why we do these drills.
Right. And your Saturday self-defense is a free class.
Yeah, it's free to the public. You don't have to be a member. You can bring friends, family. You can just tell people about it when I'm out and about. If I'm out, grabbing dinner or something, I will let people know about it. And the response has been overwhelming.
Yeah, that's great. And some of these classes have been packed. And what's interesting is there's a lot of parents that are bringing their younger kids, which I've seen like 14 to 16 to 18. College-age students.
Yeah, we've had them as young as 12 that will take them.
And the thing that we'll talk about a little more in depth on like what the classes are about, the things you can expect in that class. And then also I wanted to add, right after that Saturday class, to make a commitment that can save your life coming at 9:30, it's not just coming once, and Curran will talk about it, it's about the repetition. But after that is our kickboxing. So some of the moves, the things that you're doing right after, you can take a kickboxing class. Again, if you come for the free Saturday class, we have a week free of BalaCore Fitness, so you can come in for another free week and take all of our classes, all private training in a class setting for you. So
yeah, what's kind of shocking is when they take the self-defense class, they're surprised that it's so physical in the sense that they're getting a workout, and pleasantly surprised that most people will stick around and take the kickboxing right after and make it.
Right.
So, that's 2 hours of training, and, when they're done, they feel pretty empowered.
And that's like a Saturday. That'd be a great way for you all to
spend your Saturday morning.
Yeah, if you want to take that first step, because again, it's we talked about already the nutrition. Start it that way. To try to cut out a beverage. Like 2 years ago, I cut out soda. That was the hardest thing that I ever did. Oh my gosh! And so once I did that, I actually felt better not having it. And then about 3 months later, it's like, I don't even think about having a soda. So it just took a little bit of time for me.
Yeah, Gatorade, soda, Starbucks, sorry ladies, but all that stuff. I think that it takes its toll over time.
Right, all that caffeine and things that are in a lot of these products and so on. But I'm trying to give up my Starbucks too. So I'm working on that, cutting it down from 2 to 1.
Everything in moderation.
That's right. But what we're going to do is when we come back, I was going to talk a little bit about the BalaCore, actually what it is and how it supports your body and how it actually helps to reduce strain on your back and muscles, and also the benefits of it, of working on an air-filled bladder. So this is the BalaCore Fitness Show on the hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. We'll be right back.